Now, as part of your purchase, you also get another amazing bonus, which I'm really excited to talk about. In fact, it's my favorite way or my favorite, let's say, exposure to the world of AI agents. And that is using AI agents for business operations. Stuff like automating your finances, automating your business operations, automating your HR work, whatever you can think of. And one of the most basic things you can do is actually use an operator AI agent, which trains your customer facing AI agent. And that's exactly what I've given to you as a bonus today. And so in your email, you will have something like this: added an AI agent, customer facing AI receptionist trainer. Now, there's no button over here, but it is present in your dashboard inside of Second Brain OS, right? I've given the details over here, but we'll skip reading those and we'll log into the Second Brain OS directly. And I'll show you how to get it up and running. Now, the long story short of this is that all the things that you did in the UI yourself, from figuring out the system prompt to deciding what tools to use to see if you want to add any skills, to enhancing the system prompt based on different customer scenarios and different lead scenarios. All of that you can get something like Claude Code or a model context protocol supported harness. And I'll tell you more about what that means, MCP supported harness, um, to actually run the customer support AI training agent and do the training on your behalf of that AI agent. What that means is, instead of you figuring out what the system prompt needs to be, what the knowledge needs to be, what skills need to go there, what tools need to go there, Claude can do that for you. And that is what I want to talk about. I'm super excited about this, right? So, in order to use AI agents for your business operations, I have a dedicated section over here in the agent section over here, right? And so if you click here, you'll see that any business AI agents for your internal business operations will be listed here. This one, as I mentioned, you get as a bonus. And over here, you have this command, which installs the Second Brain OS to work with something known as Claude Code, a model context protocol supported harness, MCP supported harness. Now, a harness, essentially think of it like an app. Like, you have Notion desktop, you have Slack desktop, you have QuickBooks desktop. You may not have many, but you may have used a handful of desktop apps in the past, right? A harness is a desktop app that allows you to access AI agents for running operations, business operations, or any kind of operations, right? Now, these harnesses ship with the AI model intact typically, but some harnesses allow you to access AI models from different providers. So, for example, one of my favorite ones, Open Code, allows you to use Claude models, OpenAI models, local models, different providers, different AI models at your disposal, at your will, with stuff like the Second Brain OS. Second Brain OS provides them the skills and tools and the necessary conventions to do their work, the best practices, what APIs, tools, etc. But essentially, everything except the AI model itself is what Second Brain OS brings to the table. And in particular, we call this agents or agent definitions. Whatever agents you have been given from the Second Brain OS, whether you've purchased them, gotten them as a gift or a bonus, they appear over here. And each agent comes with a set of skills, tools, and sometimes a knowledge base as well, right? What's really important is that the AI agent comes with all the tools it needs in order to do its work. This AI agent, the customer facing AI receptionist trainer, comes with a set of tools which allow it to tweak and iterate the AI agent by sending it messages and having chats with it. This means you can get something like Claude to chat with your customer facing agent and see what responses it's giving, whether those responses would be satisfactory for customers, and essentially train it on your behalf. On top of that, it can also add or enable disable tools for the agent. And if you have the necessary upgrade, it can also then add knowledge for the agent and create a knowledge base for you, which your customer facing agent can reference when real people and real leads are actually messaging it. It can also create skills if you have that upgrade, and also equip your AI agent with different skills to qualify leads. For example, if you're dealing with people with different kinds of properties or different kinds of dietary needs, it will have the necessary skills in order to deal with different people differently. If you have a large chain of restaurants or a set of brands, for example, and each restaurant is serving different cuisines or a restaurant with multiple cuisines, a skill is what will help it navigate that situation and those leads very, very effectively. If you have a law firm with different types of lawyers and different specializations, the skills will allow it to qualify leads and put them in different baskets and ask them different questions. This means the AI agent will perform optimally, right? And so you don't have to do any of this hard work because the customer facing AI receptionist trainer can do it for you. It's a business operations enhancement or an agent that helps you with your business operations. Now, you can see how excited I am for this. And, I really just, I really needed to tell you so much of this theory or story so that you can be equally excited about what's going to happen, right? Now, I prefer Mac or Linux, but if you have Windows, it works perfectly fine, no harm. What you need to do, if I'm going to give it with the Mac, but the steps are virtually the same, what you need to do is find something known as terminal in Mac, right? In Windows, that's PowerShell. In Mac and Linux, it's terminal for both. And once you enter the terminal, what you simply want to do if you're on Mac OS is install Homebrew. And Homebrew is what allows you to install packages for Mac OS, right? And if you just Google Homebrew, it should be the first link over here, right? What I'm going to do is copy over this link, go into your terminal and run it, right? I'm not going to run it because I already have Homebrew installed. Once you've installed Homebrew, all you need to do is type in this simple command, brew install node npm Claude Code, right? And it will just do all the magic for you. It's quite simple, right? And once it's done all of that, it shouldn't take a long time. Once it's done all of that, what you simply want to do is type in clear so you are at a clean slate. And then you want to go back into the dashboard of the second brain OS, copy over this command and run it. And after that, you'll see this message saying installation successful, etc., etc., etc. Now, you can also use Claude Desktop, and that should work. But I am going to demonstrate this using Claude Code because it is so much more optimal. And don't be intimidated. Claude Code, while it seems like it's only for code, it's not. It's for knowledge work, it's for business operations, it's for anything that you can think of in terms of using the computer for processing and managing information, code or not code, right? I'm just going to type in clear again. Now, ideally, what I recommend is what you should do is if you are, whether you're on Mac OS or not, or Windows or whatever, you should you should press Command Shift G and type in the name with which you access your computer. For example, mine is Umair Kamil, so I'm just going to go here, Command Shift N and make a new folder. You can call it my business, my second brain OS. I like to call it my second brain OS, so I'm just going to call it my second brain OS, right? Let me just see, I already have that folder. So let me just see yeah, I have that. And once you have that folder over here, what you want to do is go back into terminal and just type in cd my second brain OS. And you'll be in the second brain OS folder, right? From here is where you want to spin up Claude. And the way to spin up Claude is very simple, Claude Code. You just type in Claude and Claude Code will spin up. And here you are. Here we are with Claude Code. Let me make things a little bit bigger because I like the grandpa level font. I don't know about you guys, but I like things to be verbose and large so that I can easily understand and see what's going on and not have to push myself to look harder than I have to. I think this is about big enough, right? Now here, what you want to do is just confirm that the second brain OS is well connected. So you want to type in /mcp and you'll see second brain OS over here and you'll see it's connected. In the off chance that it's not, you just go down arrow key to the second brain OS, press enter and press reconnect. Once that's done, you will have a start command from the second brain OS known as start. And so you just want to do /start and it should ideally be the first or second command from the second brain OS. And you press this and immediately Claude Code will understand here's what you have, right? And what I'm just going to do is I'd like to train my customer facing AI agent. How can you help? And it's immediately going to take the shape of the customer facing AI agent trainer. And it's going to say, here's how I can help you. And what it's saying is your customer facing agent, the one answering on your behalf across web, Instagram, voice, is configured in 4 layers. Let me also zoom in a little bit more. Most of the work is getting a request into the right one: company details, behavior, knowledge, skills, and tools. Those are the larger moving parts of an AI agent anyway. And so in order to work this is I'm going to do behavior first, then tools, then knowledge, and then scale. And I'll test every change by messaging your actual live agent and showing you its literal reply. Now, for fun, what I've done is that I have updated my system prompt over here in the second brain OS to be that you are Mr. Potato, right? And that's obviously not optimal. So I want this training AI agent running through Claude Code. I want Claude to use that and become that agent and train this guy over here not to be Mr. Potato, right? So I'm going to say, can you send it a message? I think something is wrong with it. And immediately it's going to message my customer facing AI agent and see what's wrong with it. And if at any time you want to see what data it's sending to the second brain OS, I'm very transparent about that. You just press Control O and you'll see here's what it's done. So it sent a hi message, say, hi, what does your business do and what are your prices? And it's given a session ID, a conversation ID, web files, etc. Right? In this context, session ID essentially means the memory identifier to hold the conversation history. And says it's alive and nothing is broken technically. The problem is it doesn't know anything about your business yet. Its behavior layer has no facts in it, no description of what you do, no pricing, no rules. So it deflects politely on every real question. That's fixable, and it's the first layer of work on. Two questions: what does your business do, and do you have a website? Fantastic. This makes my life easy, right? So I'm just gonna head over to umairkamil.com. In fact, I don't need to go to it. I can just copy the link. Like, here's my website, and and I do AI agents as digital products uh, and high touch, high ticket services. Really, I'm just speaking to it in plain English, no code, no technicality, as you can imagine. And so now it's just going to search that website. Now, in my case, it's using something called Firecrawl, which I have installed. You don't have to have it. Claude Code natively ships with an ability to search the web and also read website pages. So for public websites and more generally easy to read websites, this should be no problem at all. Now it's really doing some hard work. It's looking through pages, seeing what my booker call is about, seeing what my about me page is about, seeing what my contact us page is about, etc., etc. And yeah, it's now figured out. Some of the information is a little bit dated, but that's fine. And it says before I draft the behavior prompt, I need from you which one of those two, route to call, and let's do route to call for now. Assume that I am just a high touch, high ticket AI agent provider, services provider, and uh, for now, covering both uh, sales focused and business ops focused agents. You can see my proprietary SaaS here, secondbrainos.com. It's figured out my email. It's figured out my UK phone number. That's a dead phone number, but that's okay. Come on now, etc., etc. Yep, that behavior is fine. You can go ahead and I charge 300 per hour for consulting at the moment. Uh, yes, for now, you can state the rate 300 is for consulting only, but also reflects my hourly work rate. So when I quote anything priced at, say, $1,500 means it takes me 5 hours. And you can just say for model, pick the latest one. And so you can just go into the OpenAI models. And over here, just see which one you want in terms of the latest. What I recommend for now, I mean, go for Terra because it's reasonably balanced. You don't need much more. So I'm just going to say you can model, you can do this and no reasoning, no thinking. So sounds good. Go ahead. And now what it's going to do is it's going to make an update, going to update the AI agent. And once it makes the update to the AI agent, you can refresh your dashboard in the second brain OS, and you'll see that all those changes are reflected. Now, let me just go here into the second brain OS dashboard, hit refresh, and you'll see that the model is here, right? And it's updated the system prompt as well. Now it will converse with the AI agent and it's gotten a satisfactory response from it, or as it says that this is the model, this is the behavior, these are the tools that I've removed, these are the company details, etc., etc. And so we have got a trained AI agent out. I'm just going to refresh this page, and you'll see that this time around, the tools are gone, the model stays, and the behavior and system prompt says, thinking is none, verbosity is low, just as I asked it, and it's done a fantastic job. The diagram also reflects the reality of that update, and I can just test, and I can be like, hello, tell me about yourself. And it's going to say, hey, I'm Omer's assistant. I help you explore where a custom AI agent could take sales or operations off your plate, then connect you with Omer for a scope conversation. What do you do? See, it's done such a great job. Now, the next thing is, of course, I want to test through the CRM or through WhatsApp. So typically, what happens is, well, not typically, always, what happens is when you update the system prompt, the conversation history, the messages that is exchanged with your leads and customers doesn't get impacted, right? And so when someone who's already spoken to your AI agent messages again and you've updated the system prompt, the AI agent knows that there's been a change and it respects that latest system prompt, right? And this is fine, especially for more minor changes, like where you're not changing the complete personality or complete company for the AI agent or your business altogether. That's perfectly fine, right? But in the off chance that you have a change of business, like a major overhaul, like you were a cleaning services business, now you're a law firm, like that's pretty big. Or you were a law firm for, personal and domestic cases, but now it's a law firm only for business cases, whatever. In that case, you can delete the message history across all customers and leads that your AI agent has had across WhatsApp, Instagram, and your website, right? I'm just going to do that for this demo account. Press delete, and it will delete the conversations, and it'll also notify how many conversations it's deleted, right? This, however, does not delete the records inside your CRM. They stay until you delete your account off the second brain OS, right? And that's for your records in case you ever have a dispute with a customer lead. You have evidence in your CRM at all times for you. So that doesn't get deleted until you decide to delete your entire second brain OS account, right? Having said that, what I'm now going to do is head into WhatsApp, and let me just start with a clean slate over there. And what I am going to do is I'm just going to find this one, local AI. I've called this local AI in my case. It's going to say, actually, let me just go here. And in WhatsApp, what you can do is this is just a UI thing for your visual ease. You can clear chat, and this will clear uh, all the things in that chat. And I'm just going to say clear all messages, and it clears, right? So say, hey, tell me about yourself. And you'll see that it responds with, I'm a receptionist. I help businesses explore custom agents for sales, customer conversations, recurring operations, etc., etc. What kind of business do you run? Whatever, right? Now that you have done that, what I want to show you is that we're going to make a minor change, which obviously doesn't require uh, us to delete all of the conversation history. So I'm just going to say this is a little ticker to identify what change was made. When the user asks, respond with this ticker number. I'm just gonna do a random number called, let's do 545, right? And I'm just gonna press save. And now I'm just gonna say, what is the ticker number? And it should ideally respond with 545. Then I'll change the ticker number again to something else, a random other number. And you'll see that those changes are also reflected in real time. 667, let's do that and save. I'm gonna say, what's it now? Are you sure? Yeah, it says 667 now. Now I'm just going to change that number one last time. Let's change it to 1854678 9. Just going to press save, give it a moment, be more patient this time. And the change is saved. Go back to WhatsApp and like, what's the number now? And you can see that the for this little tiny change, it's always reflected. And so as a result, you don't need to wipe out the conversation history if you're just making small changes or changes within the larger scope of your business, right? It can be a large change or medium change as long as it's not like a complete wipe off or turnaround of your business. So that's a bit about that in terms of when to delete the conversation history with all your customers and needs versus when not to and just update your system, right? Now, next thing we can do is we can, for example, uh, we can start to enable some tools in the AI agent, right? Now, obviously, two ways. You can do it through the Second Brain OS dashboard, or you can do it through Claude Code over here, right? So let's get it done through Claude Code. And I'm going to say, can you enable a tool that will allow me to send data into Google Sheets? And what I'd like to do your help with is that for leads who are genuinely interested to have my customer facing AI agent send data to Google Sheets, their number, if the lead is on WhatsApp, should already be in the conversation, but ideal to get their email and phone as well. So what it's going to do is it's going to find out from the second brain OS what tool would be the most appropriate for this, right? And as part of the gift, you already get one of the tools. That tool is very simple. It's meant to help you send data into something like Google Sheets or any tool that can really hold data or function as a database, right? And that tool is called Post to My Data Webhook. I don't want to get too technical and too deep into what a webhook is, but essentially, what it means is some data is sent to a URL, and when that data is received by that URL, it's put inside a table. Can be a database, can be Google Sheets, whatever, right? And so I can be like, now it's asking what counts as genuinely interested. The trigger needs to be unambiguous, or the agent will flood the sheet with unqualified leads or etc or absolutely do nothing. I suspect a good sign would be that they have a website and It's a service business with a high ticket service itself. So stuff like law firms, architects, architecture firms, financial advisors, etc. That's my market, service based businesses and not e-commerce. And for any lead that does want to purchase the consult, they can, regardless of whether they meet my preference, but their details don't have to go into this sheet. And I think that set of fields is good enough. Yeah, so clear option A, anyone can buy the consult. Only qualified service businesses get logged. And what it's doing is it's given me a script, also known as an app script. Reconnect first. Let me just reconnect the second brainwise server just to make sure everything is fine. And I am just going to do the receptionist trainer or customer. Yep, that's the one. Can you see if there's a skill that you can use to help give me a script that automates the process of of sending data to Google Sheets? If yes, just put it in the current directory. What I'm saying to it is, can you give me a script that will help basically put data into Google Sheets? And let me tell you a bit more about that in detail while it does this job. That let me tell you a bit about how to configure this. So what you want to do is head over to Google Sheets, docs.google.com/sheets or spreadsheets, and you can call the sheets something like contacts. It's going to be a place where your leads and customers go. This is how things also work in a CRM in general, right? And so what you're going to do is click on extensions and go here in AppScript. Now, AppScript is a product by Google, which allows you to run scripts or code that can add data to Google Sheets, update data in Google Sheets, delete data in Google Sheets, and read data in Google Sheets, right? And so you want to do this carefully because this step can be very annoying per se. So once you're here, you should rename this project to something like uh, AI Receptionist to Contacts Google Sheet and rename that and then see if it's done the job. Now, if it's done its job, it's made that script and placed that in what's it called, this my second brain or second brain OS folder. So let me just go there. We were in Omer Kamil, I think. Yes. So Umair Kamil, and there's probably a My Second Brain. Yes. You want to open this with Notepad if you don't have like another editor installed. So you can just open this with text edit. You want to copy this and come back into Google Chrome over here. Of course, you can always ask ChatGPT or Claude about what exactly this code is doing. A high level perspective or top level view is that the AI agent will will send in some data. This script will see these are the fields it sent. It'll check the sheet if it already has those fields, those columns. If it does, it will place them in those columns. If it doesn't, it will create those columns and then place that data within those columns, right? And for every time the AI agent sends something, this will create a row inside of Google Sheets. So that's just the high level workflow of this, how it works. Now, from this point, once you've pasted, what you want to do is click on deploy create new deployment. And over here, click on select type. And from select type, click on web app and call it the same thing, AI Receptionist to Google Sheet. Now, very, very important. Keep this as me, like execute as me, whatever your email is. And this one you have to shift to anyone and then deploy. Give it a moment, be patient. This is likely to happen. You can reload it. And then you have to do the same process again, deploy, new deployment, select web app, AI Receptionist to Google or contacts, Google Sheet, and execute as me. Anyone has access, deploy, authorize access, and then you can continue. Once you're done, uh, copy over this URL and then press done and then press run. It should run successfully. If it doesn't run, then it will throw an authorization error again. And then you will have to authorize once more the, allowing it the permissions, etc. Let's just run one more time to make sure that it's working. Yeah, it works. And now from here, you can shift into this one, executions, right? Executions right now will appear because, I've just ran it. And then what we can do is go back into our Claude Code, and you can just be like, great, I have done what was needed. Here is the webhook URL, and just paste it. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to run a test and try to put some data into that Google Sheet, right? And let's see what it does, right? So it's put in some test data, and the data has come through over here. What you can do is you can just copy over this data and say that the data came through. Try again, just to be sure, with some real data. And in the meantime, let me just go and clear the entire sheet, and it's going to make another test. And hopefully the data should land here. Yep, the data has landed here. And what you can simply do if you get a formatting error, if you just get rid of that plus, the formula error will go away. And the rest of it looks okay. The name looks okay. The email, the phone, the channel, the business type, WhatsApp, what they want, notes, received, right? And of course, you can ask it to tweak around and decide what fields you want to send to the Google Sheet. And so now it's going to just do another test. It sent another test, and you already know that there's a mistake here. And you can just be like, okay, what you wanted to do is not send in the plus. All well, just don't add a plus before the phone number. And this should be noted uh, in the system from of the AI agent as well. You can now make the needful updates to the customer facing AI agent. And you can say, yes, go ahead. Sometimes it can have very long and verbose responses just because it wants to do the right thing every single time without making a mistake in its opinion. So you don't need to worry too much about it. It's fine. Whatever it does, if it breaks something, you can always kind of come back to fix it. Now it's going to see if the change it's made actually works. And it made a test. And yep, the test seems to work because it sent some data in for a lead called Priya, and it seems to have arrived. And it's made sure to configure our AI agent. And now it's finally doing a verification of those settings. And it's going to hit the AI agent to test and test it as if almost if it was a lead. And hopefully, in a moment's time, our AI agent, the customer facing one that's being tested by Claude Code, will put in a row over here of whatever dummy lead agent kind of converses with. Now it says, now I'll give it a phone with a leading plus and see whether it strips that before sending the data. And it did. And so our AI agent, which is, there has managed to send that data in, right? Now, let me see also in the second Brain OS by refreshing whether all of those updates have been made. And you'll see that in the actions or tools, there's a post to my data webhook tool, and it's updated the system prompt as well. And what I particularly want to know is about that plus. And so you'll see plus and never put a plus in front of a phone number, send digits and spaces only, a UK number given as +44, whatever, must be sent as this. And so it's added all of those do nots as well, which means Claude Code has basically trained your customer facing AI agent without any kind of hard work from your side, right? Now, you know, um, I want to just briefly touch on how you can do this manually if you want to. System prompt, you know of this. Tools, you know of this, and adding the post to my data webhook tool. The important thing that you may not know of intuitively is that the URL that you got from here, let me just manage and see this one, copy URL. This URL you could have added to your AI agent for posting data to that Google Sheet yourself as well by going over here and then pasting this URL over here and pressing save. The AI agent just did that on your behalf right now, so there's no need to do it, but you could do it yourself from here, right? And so it's pretty much done all of that. And now let's finally move on to logs. So whatever things your AI agent is doing, whether the Claude Code one, whether your customer facing one, you'll see that all of that appears over here. So you can see the logs and you can see how your credits are being used against both your customer facing AI agent and so on and so forth, right? And you can also clear the conversation history by going here. I mentioned that earlier and I showed it to you, right? And you can start a fresh conversation and see what this is all about. I can just be like, delete the history, go back into WhatsApp, and I'm just going to clear from here. Just going to be like, clear all messages, be like, hi, tell me about yourself. And this time I'm going to pretend to be a dental practice. Cool, we run a dental practice here in California. Let me just get a random California dental, sorry, dentist in California. Search this on Google Maps. So let me just get this one. This seems like the most obvious choice. Let's just see if the website is working. Yep, it's working. I'm just gonna copy this website from here. And the website is this. I'd like it to help me with appointment bookings and reschedules, as well as guiding customers on the right service plus dentist. I can just be like, my name is Ali Khan, and my email is ali.khan123@gmail.com. And hopefully it's putting that lead data into the Google Sheet now. And it's given me a link to book a call with Umair because this AI is representing Umair. Let's go into Google Sheets and see whether the data has come through. Yep, it has. It's ali.khan123@gmail.com, WhatsApp, dental practice, that website of that, same dental practice that we had. Yep, California Dental. And then this is what I wanted, or at least this is what I said I wanted in the chat, that I want an AI agent to manage bookings, reschedules, and guide patients to the right service and dentist, dental practice, etc., and the time at which this happened. It's done a spectacular job. And yeah, that is how you would add actions or tools to your AI agent. And you have one, to work with Google Sheets right at the box. And again, you don't have to do it. Claude or Claude Code trained your customer facing AI agent without you having the nitty gritty and critical know how and the, how should I say, low level thinking, which is like bottom level critical thinking to figure out how to do it. It was all done for you.